What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast, Shack in Progress. I just wanted to talk about a reoccurring theme in my life for the last 2 weeks, when really I've heard this a good majority of my life. But I don't know if you've heard this saying before, but it's called Jack of all trades. And I've really come to feel frustrated every time I hear about it. Whenever someone tells me, oh, you're a jack of all trades. Oh, Shaq, the jack of all trades. Because in the business world and entrepreneurship business world, people tend to say that if you're a jack of all trades, you aren't really like focused enough to generate enough income generate a lot of income, I should say. And there's sayings like, riches are in the niches, in the niches, but niches, right? So I've come to think, okay, Shaq, you need to figure things out. You can't be just a jack of all trades, right? Because jack of all trades are broke. And I just realized that maybe 2 months ago, someone said that's not the full saying, and I never really understood what that meant. So I looked it up. This is what the actual saying is, okay? It says this: a jack of all trades, master of none, but oftentimes better than one. I was like, all these years, I never knew there was more to jack of all trades, a master of none, right? That's all I knew. So it has this negative connotation. Jack of all trades, a master of none, you basically suck. Well, little did I know, the actual full saying is jack of all trades, a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So I've come to think about my life my life in general. And I tend to have this inner frustration that I don't like feeling trapped in one industry, one niche, one thing a lot of the times. And I end up doing a lot of different things at once, right? And some people, they say, what do you do, Shaq? And I try explaining to them a lot of different things. I do a lot of things, but mainly I do X, right? I don't know why. It just frustrates me. It really does. So I just wanted to put this into the podcast and talk about something that maybe isn't being talked about. Maybe it isn't something that people really open up about if they feel like people have said that to them before. And I want to paint a picture that it's actually a good thing, right? So, jack of all trades, a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So I grew up not really having clear direction. I'm Filipino, so I'm supposed to be a nurse or a doctor, and that didn't fly for me, right? Growing up, I didn't think, I want to be a businessman, I want to be a doctor or engineer or astronaut. I didn't think any of those things. I did have this moment where I remember specifically, I was a kid, and I remember saying, I want to be a garbage man because they make $65,000 a year. And at the time, that was a lot of money to me. So I was like, yeah, I want to be a garbage man. Not because of the garbage man, but because of the amount of money they made, right? So since then, I've been missing a sense of focus. I don't want to say, it sounds negative, but I jumped into solar. I was successful in solar. I worked at Apple, climbed the ranks in a matter of a few years to, work really well there. Like, whatever I put my hands on, I end up in the most respect. I'm not trying to be boastful here. Like, I end up being able to achieve something, right, within that industry. Am I an expert? Am I your rocket scientist in that industry? No, I'm not, but I can manage and I can navigate within that industry well enough to get by and I can do that in multiple industries at one time. I'm kind of rambling, but that's the frustration. Is I'm not great at one thing. I'm good at a lot of things, and I've never been able to paint a better picture for myself with it. Right? It's only been more recently that I'm able to start using this jack of all trades capability of mine to my advantage. And I'll get into that here in a little bit. But I think what kind of got me to this point, and if you're listening and you're somebody that kind of resonates with being called a jack of all trades, it's because, in my opinion, I've just tried so many different things growing up. And I wasn't trying to do all those different things because I actually liked them. I was just trying to make some money. So I've jumped into wholesaling when I was like 19 years old, putting the Bandit signs out there. I've tried starting a YouTube channel years ago. I've tried flipping things. I've trying to remember everything. I've been in MLMs. I've been in many different places trying to generate business. I've mowed lawns growing up just to make some money. There's so many different things I've done, and did any of them take me to the next level? No. And did any of them crash and burn? No. I actually did well in some of those things. But I end up losing interest. At the very end of the day, this is the truth. I end up losing interest. I get success, or I start seeing success in something, and then I end up feeling trapped in that one vertical and not liking it. And then all of a sudden I'm no longer feeling that fire and motivation. So you may be listening to this and think, oh, that's that thing where those guys do a lot of different things and they give up and they quit because they don't have the motivation and drive, and they go on to the next thing and they keep chasing something, right? And I used to think that's me. When now I look back, it's not about that to me. It's more about I lose interest. I don't like feeling stuck in one lane. I don't like feeling as if all I am is just this one thing. So time goes on. I've flipped cars. I've flipped phones. I've worked here. I've done this. I've done that. And I end up here at 34 years old still in a place of not having a thing for myself. If you were to ask me, Shaq, what do you do? I would literally, honestly, if you sat me down, right now I'm going to tell you I build call centers and I manage social media accounts, right? Because that's a little bit of what I do. But if you sat me down and had coffee and you genuinely asked me, what do you do? I would tell you I don't know. Because I tell my wife that. I'm like, I really don't know what I do. To be honest, I just do a lot of things. And I'm embracing that feeling. I'm embracing the feeling that I am a jack of all trades, a master at none. But apparently, it's good because the majority of the time it's better than a master of one. So fast forward, here I am, and I've got my hands in call centers, roofing, solar, right now, mergers and acquisitions for a business. I've never really managed social media accounts for a long time, but now I've managed to get 2 accounts for myself and edit content and build their social medias accounts. I've never really ran Facebook ads, but now I'm running Facebook ads. And the list goes on and on. And I guess what I'm trying to get to is I'm learning to embrace that. I'm learning to embrace being a jack of all trades. I'm learning to embrace that I like to try to figure problems out and to give solutions, whether it's in a single industry or not, right? So if that's you and you've ended up at a place in your life where you've done so many different things and you feel like you don't know what you really do, I want you to know you're not crazy and you're not bad and you don't suck. You're just along a journey of figuring out that you're good at a lot of things. And that might suck in the sense that you feel like you're not going to make a lot of money. You're not going to achieve like the status of making all this money in one industry. When really I want you to understand that the path that you're on isn't normal or isn't common to entrepreneurship and business. But the connections that you make and the people that you meet and the things that you do will amount to something. And 100% transparency, I ain't a millionaire, but I don't care to be at the moment. I just want to figure out what I'm doing. You know, I've managed 2 roofing companies. I've managed sales teams. I've been a sales rep. I've knocked doors. I've been an operator. I've been a CEO. I've done all these things, but I end up being right here. But I feel the closest to being myself than I've ever been, right? When I wore the hat as a CEO of that roofing company, felt like I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. When I was a sales manager building hype and hoorah for a sales team, felt like I was trying to be someone else that I'm not, right? Now, in this office, creating this podcast, I feel as close as who I'm supposed to be than I've ever been in my life. And I think my office kind of speaks to that. I've got a desk here for a podcast. I've got a drum set in here because I love drum sets. Got my whiteboard with, some to-do lists, how to fix my ebook landing page. Never done that before, but I'm learning because I want to sell courses online for how to build a call center. I'm learning about A2P. I need to fix an ad for my stuff on Meta. I need to build a plan on how to fix one of my clients' websites. I've never done that before, but I'm going to figure it out. Sent out some financials for a business that I'm assisting to sell and, mergers and acquisitions to help them sell the business and trying to get my slice of the pie from that. My office genuinely speaks to where I'm at. Someone comes to this office, they're going to say, "What do you do, Shaq?" I don't know, man. I just don't know. I just do. I look to my left and I have a Google Meet of a team calling for commercial roofing inspections. And I've got emails for commercial solar panel sales. It's a little bit everywhere, but at this moment, right now, I feel way closer to who I have wanted to be or desired to be, or maybe closer to just being me, right? I've never really embraced that ever in my life. And that kind of stems from, my childhood. I've been physically abused, sexually abused, the whole 9. So I've been kind of like confused. So now that I'm embracing the jack of all trades, I'm embracing that feeling of I'm not extremely good at one thing, but I'm really good at a lot of things. It feels much better, right? And does that right now? I'm going to be honest. Like, does it reflect financially to be the jack of all trades and be really good at a lot of things? No, it doesn't really play that part right away, in my opinion. I don't think the financial gain hits all at once. But with my hands being in different places, I think in the next 6 to 8 months, I think I'll see a bigger change, right? And not only, I didn't mention, but I day trade. Like in the morning, I come in, I still watch the charts, and I still love trading. So I do that early in the morning. So, yeah, just kind of, one, I haven't been able to put a podcast together to talk, so I wanted to do that. And two, I wanted to talk about the jack of all trades and the fact that it freaking annoys me every time I'm told that I'm a jack of all trades. And now I'm not going to be annoyed of it because it's a good thing. It's a great thing, all right? It's because I've taken a lot of risks. And, you know, another thing about being a jack of all trades is that, like, I'm adaptable. Like, throw me into a situation of sitting down with private equity guys that want to buy or sell a business. I know just enough to hold a conversation. And I know just enough of how to present myself and, like, how to manage that conversation to build a relationship with those guys and eventually do business with them. Throw me in a situation where I'm at a sober living house and I need to recruit people. Well, one, I've done that. And two, I'm able to talk with them, build a relationship, and get 10 people to come work for a company. Put me in a situation where I'm in a hospital needing to console someone. Sure, I'm going to do that. Put me in a situation of being in human resources representative and needing to consult human resources stuff inside of a business. I'll figure it out, right? What I'm trying to get to is I'm adaptable in any situation. I will adapt. Any industry, I will adapt. Anything that's in front of me, I will adapt and figure it out. I used to hate that. I used to hate being able to pivot and find the next way out or solution or thing that's going to save this and that. It used to frustrate me, but now I'm looking at it like, okay, like, it's a good thing. I'm adaptable. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter who's president and whatever regulations he changes. I'll adapt and I'll figure it out. So yeah, I think that's enough blabbering from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. If you haven't listened to any of the other episodes, I highly encourage you to. We have one coming out next week. I'm super excited to put together. But besides that, appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, and leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.